We lost our minds in the darkness of night. We live to die. We lose our souls every day. We lost our minds. We don't remember what's wrong and what's right. What's right. The world is dead but we stay. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. Surrounded by the night, we live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. We are just shadows. It's supposed to be that we die. It doesn't matter if there is no light anymore, no light anymore. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. This is the future.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. Welcome along to my Twitch channel and more importantly, round 8 of the F1 Artificial Intelligence Championship staged in the 1988 season. And my goodness, what a season it has been so far. I mean, it's been quite incredible. We saw last time out an amazing result, really, with Ayrton Senna challenging for the lead, crashing out at the final corner, having then pit for repairs. It allowed Gerhard Berger to take a win alongside Alain Prost, with Michele Alboreto in third place. And the thing about it is that it did shake up the championship just a little bit. Gerhard Berger managed to close in on his championship rival of Michele Alboreto, and here's how it looks so far. Alboreto leads the championship on 32 points. Gerhard Berger is in second on 24. Piquet in third on 18, with Alain Prost in fourth on 14 points. Joint fifth, Capelli and Boutsen both on 12 points. Riccardo Patrese in seventh with 11 points, with Ayrton Senna in eighth on 10 points. Nannini in ninth alongside Nakajima. They're both on 8 points. 11th place Nigel Mansell on 7 points. 12th place Eddie Cheever on 6 points. Stefan in 5th place there, joint 15th. I've lost track, but anyway, Johansson and Warwick tied on 3 points apiece. Then it's Modena on 2 points, and then De Cesaris, Palmer and Perez Sala all joint on that one single point. It's quite simple. If you haven't heard your favourite driver in that lineup, it means they have not scored a point yet this season. So quite a surprise, really, considering how big McLaren were bigging themselves up to be. It didn't quite work out for them, that is for sure. So a bit of a disaster so far, but they'll be hoping to get back on track at some point this season. We'll have to see how that goes. But we're now going to qualifying. No Scott lap, I'm afraid, tonight. I don't actually think I sent Andy the footage, so sorry, Andy. But on pole position in a rain-affected qualifying session, there was some dry running, not a lot of it, but Alain Prost managed to get the lap in 1:10.3, timed his lap to perfection, with Ayrton Senna there in second place. It's a McLaren 1-2. Once again, can they manage to get it to the start-finish line after 33 laps? Nelson Piquet there is in third place, with Nigel Mansell in fourth. There you can see he tried to go out there with slick tyres, but it didn't quite work out for him. Nakajima there is in fifth place, with Thierry Boutsen in sixth. Michele Alboreto in seventh, with Capelli in eighth place. Gerhard Berger in ninth, with Riccardo Patrese in 10th. Alessandro Nannini in 11th, with Jonathan Palmer in 12th. Philip Strafe in 13th place, with René Arnoux in 14th. Andrea De Cesaris in 15th, with Eddie Cheever 16th. Derek Warwick in 17th, with Perez Sala in 18th place. Gugelmin in 19th, with Stefano Modena in 20th place. Julian Bailey in 21st. Alex Caffey in 22nd. Pierluigi Martini in 23rd place. Tarquini 24th. Yannick Dalmar in 25th place. And just making the cut, Stefan Johansson in 26th place. Drivers we will not be seeing then in the race: Oscar Larawi, Bernd Schneider, Philip Alliot, Nicola Larini and Piercarlo Ghinzani. So they will not be competing any further in tonight's proceedings. But some good news for the drivers, though, is that although qualifying was a little bit rain affected, the race is bone dry. A little bit of cloud in the sky, but that's about it. So dry running for these drivers here today. But most of them, well, the two McLarens actually are starting on the wet tyre. Maybe that might change over. Mansell there is in fourth place. Nakajima fifth. There you can see lots of drivers on the wet tyres. I wonder if it's actually still wet out on track. Pretty interesting to see how that goes along. But first things first, though, we must get rid of the cars that didn't make the cut. So Ghinzani will be taking no part in this race. Nicola Larini, likewise. Alio doesn't make the cut. Schneider doesn't, and neither does Larawi. So they all don't make the cut. So Stefan Johansson, a lucky man, able to stay in this race here tonight. But I'm looking forward to this. You can see here, let's just go through them quickly. You can see Prost on the wet weather tyre, as is Senna. Piquet at wet weather. There you can see Mansell on dries, Nakajima wets, Boutsen wets, Alboreto on wet tyres, Capelli is on dries, Berger is on dries. There you can see Patrese on wets, Nannini on wets, Jonathan Palmer's there on dries, as is Strafe, René Arnoux on wets, De Cesaris on wets, Cheever on wets, Warwick wets, Perez Sala wets, Gugelmin dries, Modena on wets, Julian Bailey wets, Caffey wets, Martini wets, Tarquini wets, Dalma wets, and Johansson wets. So there you can see just how varied this start is going to be. Well, and I know at least most of the grid is going to have some grip going down towards turn 1, but which part of the grid will it be? Will it be the guys on the wet tyres, or will it be the guys on the dry tyres? Well, really, there's only one way to find out. McLaren are desperate for a win. They are so desperate for one. There hasn't come yet. They've had strategic problems, they've had mechanical issues, you name it, they've had it. And they'll be hoping for at least today for some sort of podium, at least. They've got another 1-2. It is a power track here at Silverstone, but the strategy could work against them if the track is still wet out there. But let's cut the talk and let's get into the race. And as always with these races, I start here right at the back in a completely different car so that we can have enough cars to start this race. But here we are then, waiting now for those 5 red lights, and we'll get underway very shortly. We are underway. Let's exit to the monitor. Let's get on the replay and let's get back on with the action. And look at that start then from Nelson Piquet. It is chucking it down out there on the track there. You can see how wet it is out there. Prost just about holding onto the lead. Piquet made slight contact with the back of Alain Prost there. But those who have chosen the dry tyres here may be thinking that they need to come in once again. But Prost leads them from Senna. Piquet in third. Nakajima's up to 4th place with Gerhard Berger trying to fight his way through. Here we go then down the inside. Can he try and hold on against Nakajima then? I don't think he quite can. No, he can't. Nigel Mansell though in 6th place. Look at that start from Alboreto. He's absolutely flying through now. Now in the slipstream of the Williams there, but there you can see Capelli and Boutsen now going down the hanger straight towards Stowe. And Boutsen here, will he try and tuck in? Yes, he will. He tucks in just behind Alboreto there. Capelli in 9th place. Nannini then being challenged there by Riccardo Patrese. And those who have started on the slick tyres, look how much spray there is here on the track. That is wow. And those who have started on the dry tyres will be feeling a little hard done by. They won't have seen this spray on the start-finish line, of course, but there you can see how much this spray is affecting the visibility out there as well. Alboreto, you can see there, trying to close in on Nigel Mansell, also on the wet weather tyres. So there you can see then they're coming out of bridge and onto Woodcote, on towards the start-finish line for the first time. Prost leads then from Ayrton Senna in 2nd place, Piquet 3rd with Nakajima 4th, Gerhard Berger in 5th place, Mansell in 6th, but Alboreto's looking to try and challenge around the outside in towards turn 1. No way through at Copse Corner, but there's Boutsen in 8th, Capelli 9th with Nannini in 10th, Patrese 11th, Strafen 12th, Giva 13th with Palmer 14th. There you can see Rennie Arnoux actually under pressure here from Derek Warwick and Mauricio Gugelmin as they make their way now towards the right-hander here of, I believe, this is Maggots and Beckett's here. I think it is anyway. Could be wrong. No, it was Stowe. That's what it was. As we now head the short straight down towards Club Corner. And there you can see, oh, that was Beckett's. I was right. No, we're now on the hanger straight. I've got to have a bit of self-belief in myself. Of course I have. Patrese there in 11th place. But let's have a look at some of the drivers here who may have pitted in already. Well, actually, everybody's still out there. I'm just trying to remember who was on the slick tyres. I'm trying to think about it now. So many of those drivers were on the slick tyres. I'm just trying to flick through and see if any of them are on those slick tyres. No, it doesn't look like it actually. They might have changed their minds very late on, and in fact they did. So that's why they were all having that grip out there. They all knew the wet weather tyres. Rennie Arnoux though has moved up a position ahead of Derek Warwick, I believe that is, up towards 15th place. Remember, only the top 6 score points here in this series, and unlike in the real 1988 championship, there are no drop rounds, so it's not best 11 results. No, every result counts. That is so important as we headed through Maggots there on towards Beckett, and Prost still leading them from Ayrton Senna in 2nd place. Piquet then keeping the McLarens close company here as we make our way now on towards Chapel and down the hanger straight. Berger then in 4th place with Nakajima in 5th. Alboreto is in 6th place at the moment, trying to chase down the Lotus here as we make our way towards Stowe Corner. He's having a look up the inside there. He's going to go for it here. Up the inside he goes. Can he try and hold on here? He'll have the inside line. Has he got the power to get away from the Lotus? And he has. Great move there from Michele Alboreto, and it now puts him up to 5th place, but he's got to be careful now because Nakajima got a great run there through Club Corner, having a look around the outside towards Abbey, but no way through for him. Over the crest we go on the farm straight down towards Bridge Corner, and just no way through for him there. Mansell in 7th place there, you can see there with Boutsen right behind, but you can see how greasy the track is out there and how wet it is too. But Prost still leads then as we head onto the 4th lap of this race, heading towards turn 1. Senna trying to keep close company to the championship leader and looking to try and get a good result under his belt. Piquet then in 3rd with Berger in 4th place. Alboreto 5th with Nakajima 6th. Those are your point scorers right now. Mansell is in 7th place with Boutsen in 8th place. Capelli 9th, but he's under pressure from Alessandro Nannini as we make our way through Maggots here. You can see just through Maggots there's a little less spray, and in fact heading towards Beckett's here, just in the braking zone, there's a little less spray as well. So the track is drying here. There is Strafe there, and Derek Warwick battling away through Beckett's there and on towards Chapel. And then the hanger straight, but no way through for him. But there you can see there's a little bit of a queue behind him as they make their way now down the hanger straight. You can see then on the straights, you can see the dry line forming. Here comes Derek Warwick then going down the inside at Stowe corner. Can he try and hold on? No, Strafe there manages to hold on around the outside. Meanwhile, Rennie Arnoux and Jonathan Palmer are battling away. Arnoux manages to hold on, but look at this then. Derek Warwick trying to make life difficult for Strafe then as we make our way through, but Strafe able to hold on. Eddie Cheever then in 12th place there. We're expecting big things from that Arrows. That engine is phenomenal, but it's just not quite getting the power today. Maybe there's a little bit of an aero issue with that car, but the 2 McLarens still lead the way. Piquet is falling into the clutches of Gerhard Berger here, and Michele Alboreto is on a massive charge right now. Look at him go. Look at him trying to get away past the teammate here of Gerhard Berger as we make our way up towards Beckett's, but no way through for the Ferrari at the moment. And they're both actually closing in on Nelson Piquet ahead of them. Let's just ride on board with the Ferrari for a second because it's just such a great noise. And Alboreto there struggling actually through Chapel. Had to lift off there. Maybe wasn't confident in the car's ability and the car's grip there. In any case, he had to back out of it, so unfortunate for him. But there you can see Nakajima there in 6th place, falling way behind here, the 2 Ferraris. So that might show you that Piquet is wrestling with a car here that might just not have enough pace in it. Johansson, by the way, the last of the runners. Still, all the runners that started this race are still in it right now. You can see Prost here heading in towards the final couple of corners. There you can see the spray's only being picked up in a couple of places. You can see there is water still out there on the track, but I wonder who's going to be the first to blink. Who will be the first to pit in and go for a dry set of tyres? We're not expecting any more rain in this race whatsoever, so that will be an interesting call. Just seems to be through the high-speed corners now, where there's still a little bit of water on the track. And of course, if you're on slick tyres, that is not the way you want it to be. Alboreto then trying to make a move on Gerhard Berger. Gerhard Berger sees him coming though as we make our way towards Beckett's here. No way through for the championship leader. These two, of course, are rivals in the championship. 12 points separate them at this moment in time. And Alboreto here will be trying to find a way past his teammate. They've got to be careful that they don't battle each other. That could end in a little bit of a disaster. I wonder if the McLarens might work together to begin with, and then towards the final couple of laps they might change their minds. But in any case, Berger's still doing a good job. He's trying to chase down Piquet, can't quite get past him. Of course, Piquet finishing on the podium last time out. It's a great result for him. The fact that he won the race before in Detroit, so he's on a great run of form at this moment in time. We'll have to see how he gets on here in Silverstone. But Nakajima there in 6th place, looking for back-to-back points finishes. That hasn't happened for him this season so far. Nigel Mansell here in 7th with Boutsen in 8th place. Capelli 9th with Nannini in 10th. There you can see Eddie Cheever really on the attack against Riccardo Patrese, taking the chance on the outside curb there in the Arrows car, but no way through for him just yet. Arnoux trying to get away from Strafe. He has found the way through, so that is good news for him. There you can see all the cars just scrolling through them quickly. Stefan Johansson still the last of the runners, but there's Ayrton Senna trying to move up the inside in towards, I'm trying to think where that is. That's the first corner. He couldn't quite find the way through in towards Copse and on towards, oh, that was through Beckett's, my apologies. And now onto Chapel, onto the hanger straight. Senna means business right now. He's got to try and find a way past his teammate if he wants to try and really mount a serious title challenge. That's the only problem, though, that the Ferraris have been so dominant where the McLarens have been making mistakes. He's got to be careful, though. Although he wants to get past his teammate, we've seen it before. We've seen a mistake from Senna before at the last corner at the French Grand Prix. I wonder if they're thinking about dry tyres just yet. Lap 7 of this Grand Prix, and it is Prost who still leads this one. The Professor trying to make his way through, but here we go then. This is Prost coming in. Senna is staying out then. So the Professor comes into the pits for what, assuming, will be a set of dry tyres then. So Prost in from the lead of the race. will now put on a set of dry tyres. Of course, no pit speed limit here. There's no need for that. And Prost then pops on a fresh set of dry tyres then. I wonder how that's going to play out then. So Senna takes the lead of the race here with Piquet in second, Alboreto third, with Berger in fourth. Nakajima there is in fifth place. There you can see Nigel Mansell now up into the point with that pit stop there from Alain Prost. He rejoins the track then. There he is. There he goes. Does he rejoin in a good position? Well, he rejoins in 13th place, but I tell you what, he's rejoined in clear air. And there you go. Slick tyres for the Frenchman. He's confident enough to try and make this work. Let's keep an eye on how he gets on out there. And you can see there is a dry line formed there. I wonder, is it too early or is it exactly the right time? There's only really one way to find out, and that's by running down these laps. Lap number 8 here. Ayrton Senna leads here at Silverstone and now making his way through the final couple of corners. What will he do now? I think this is him coming into the pits, and it is. So Senna into the pits now from the lead of the race. And there you can see drivers in behind them as well. Berger into the pits then, but Alboreto stays out. Nakajima in. Let's see what Mansell does. I wonder he'll try and pit in. I would assume he would. So Prost then. There is Prost making his way towards Bridge then, just after the farm straight. Let's see how this goes. Senna's still in the pits. When does he get off the jacks? Now. And let's see when he pulls away. Let's see here. This is going to be close, I think, between himself and Alain Prost. There is Prost making his way down the start-finish straight now. Where is Senna? He's making his way out of the pit lane, and he rejoins ahead of his teammate then. Senna gets the jump. A fantastic call then from Ayrton Senna, and he gets ahead of his teammate in the pit lane. Great stuff from him. And there is Nannini actually struggling through Beckett's there. He actually got the tail out there. But championship leader Michele Alboreto in the lead of this one. But the more he spends on those wet weather tyres, the more they'll wear and the less grip they'll actually have. There is Senna then trying to get moves done. He means business now. Up the inside he goes. Does he get 2 cars? He does! What a move from Ayrton Senna. He really does mean business. And of course, these guys are on wet weather tyres. Senna is on the dry tyres. Up the inside he goes again. Oh, that's Capelli around. Capelli has spun out there. And I wonder, was there contact between Capelli and Ayrton Senna? Will we see that again? There you can see how worn out those wet weather tyres are. Let's have a little look on board with Ivan Capelli here. There you can see Senna right behind him. He looks for a move then. Up the inside. Well, you know what? Capelli could have got a little bit more room then, I have to say. Senna had got his line right there. Let's have another look on board with Ayrton Senna. Let's just see this here. He's on dry tyres. He's going for the gap's there, though. That's the thing. The gap was there. Well. I wonder that will probably go to the stewards. But for Capelli then, it's not been a great day at all. But Senna in the lead then. Alboreto's actually rejoined in third place. A sizable margin ahead of Gerhard Berger, who actually jumped Piquet in the pits there. But there is your race leader by quite a margin there. Ayrton Senna leading at Britain. Prost is in second place with Alboreto in third. Gerhard Berger is in fourth with Piquet fifth. Nakajima in sixth. Mansell in seventh with Boutsen in eighth place. Nannini in ninth with Warwick in 10th place there. And there you can see battling in towards Beckett's there. There you saw one of the problems now of battling on this track. There's a line, there's a dry line, and if you stray off of it, well, you could find yourself into the barriers. It's as simple as that. Warwick then using that straight line speed of the Arrows car onto the wet part of the track. He goes up the inside here, but there you can see the lack of grip he had on the inside, and he struggled through there, through Stowe, and now on towards Club Corner. He'll have to try again. High speed corner this one. As we make our way through, he's just got to make sure he keeps his cool now. As Boutsen now, obviously, I thought the car was bottoming out there through Club Corner and through Abbey there, but obviously not. Obviously, I was mistaken. But there you can see now, leader Ayrton Senna, only 10 points to his name so far this season. He really needs a good result here. Prost then in second place. Alboreto third, Berger in fourth with Piquet in fifth place. There is Nakajima in sixth place. It's the first time this season where we've had 3 teams in the top 6. That hasn't happened yet this season at all. So it's great to see. There's Mansell in 7th, Boots in 8th. Nannini and Warwick still battling away then as we make our way towards Beckett's. This time Warwick stays behind and stays firmly behind that rear wing of Alessandro Nannini. But he's got the straight line speed against the Benetton Ford here. There you can see the Benetton actually lifting, going through Chapel there. Warwick's now got the slipstream. Where will he go now? Down the hanger straight. And you can see he's not on full throttle at the moment. Will he try and move down the inside? Yes, he will. Up the inside he goes. Can the Benetton hold on round the outside? No, he can't. Great move there from Derek Warwick, and he now moves up to 9th place. Fantastic stuff from the Brit there, and up to 9th he goes. Next target for him will be Thierry Boutsen, so he's got another Benetton to deal with there, and then he might get himself closer and closer to those point scoring positions. He's had a great season. The Arrows have had a great season, in fairness to them. They've been absolutely phenomenal down the straights, and it's really helped them in the long run. I just want to see where Ivan Capelli ended up. Well, he ended up in 19th place. Also a driver that's had a really good season. He got a win in Mexico. That's right. You heard that right. A win in the Mexican Grand Prix. So he's now out there trying to make his way through. But you can see how much traffic there is now around Ivan Capelli. We know he's a great driver here. There's Eddie Cheever in 14th trying to find a way past Strafe. But there's no way through so far through turn 1 and through Copse. On we go towards Maggots, and Eddie Cheever here. Round the outside he goes. There's so much more power in that engine of the Arrows car. And Cheever made that look so easy. It's really not because of the grip levels out there. But he makes the move stick then. Great stuff. Well, there is Nakajima in a bit of a lonely race right now. Berger there in 4th, Alboreto 3rd, Alain Prost in 2nd. But there is your race leader on lap number 13. Senna leading the British Grand Prix. And there you can see the McLarens dominating this one so far. But of course, strategy has not been their forte this season. That has gone to Ferrari. Quite an abstract feeling, really. Ferrari on top on the strategy. They've got a great car as well, and it's really helped with the fact that McLaren have more often than not shot themselves in the foot in one race. So they will be looking to try and get at least a good result here. And Senna is looking for no less than a race win, that is for sure. Patrese then in 11th place, Rene Arnoux in 12th. There is Eddie Cheever now trying to hunt down 12th place. Strafe in 14th, Gugelman 15th, with Modena 16th, De Cesaris 17th. There is Martini in 18th, Capelli in 19th here, and he's on to the wet stuff then as we head towards turn 1. He's going up the inside in towards turn 1. Wow, that was close there between himself and Pierluigi Martini, but Capelli's got the move done, and up to 18th place he goes. He means business here. He was involved in that spin with himself and Ayrton Senna, but he means business now. He's got to try and get up the field as much as he possibly can. You never know what can happen in races like these. There could be a safety car. We've seen it already this season. Meanwhile, Capelli's teammate Gugelman here, heading now down towards Stowe. Up the inside he goes against Strafe there, but Strafe holds on to the outside line. That could leave him vulnerable to Modena as we head through towards Club Corner, then towards Abbey. Here we go through Club Corner. Onwards now towards Abbey. There you can see the skid marks there of Ivan Capelli's car after that incident. But you can see that there is that dry line. It's definitely there. But the only problem is, if you get one wheel onto that wet stuff, you can really compromise your grip through the next couple of corners. It's not as simple as, oh, just stay on the dry stuff, you'll be fine. Meanwhile, Warwick and Boutsen then battling away for position. And Warwick has the move done. He's up to 8th place now. He reeled that Benetton in for fun, pretty much. But now he's up a position. Let's see if we can get another look of that one then. Let's have a look on board with Derek Warwick. He went round the outside at turn 1. Look at it. Look at that. Round the outside at turn 1. Got the power down. And away he went then. Great stuff from the Brit. Puts him now up to 8th place. Prost there you can see 4.3 seconds down so far on Ayrton Senna. Alboreto then is a bit further back than that, that's for sure. But he is in 3rd place, and he can afford to lose some points to the McLarens here. I mean, having a look at it, well, that means I'll have to look at the tables again. But the thing is, between the two of them, if I just bring up the standings here, well, Alboreto on 32 points, and Alain Prost is on 14. That's how big the gap is. So I'm sure Alboreto won't be too concerned about this one. What he will be concerned about is Ayrton Senna. A possible 9 points here. That will take him up to 19 points. And it would really leapfrog him up the table here. He might not be able to get past his teammate or Nelson Piquet, depending on how points and positions are decided. But he could boost himself up the table. A much needed boost as well. It's not been a great season for him whatsoever. Last of the runners right now is Alex Caffey, 1 minute and 6 behind the race leader Ayrton Senna. And there you can see he's very close there to lapping them. You just saw them go through the frame there. So he really does mean business right about now. And looking to put those laps in. Looking to try and take a race win. To try and take his first race win of the season. Quite odd, that one. And Alain Prost is actually coming into the pit lane then from second place. Now, we've seen before that the McLarens have not got strategy right time and time again. Will they get the strategy right this time? Looks like it's going to be dry tyres once again. I don't think this will get him to the end of the race. I've got to be honest. He managed about 9 or 10 laps on those tyres. But then he's got to add a lot of fuel onto that one as well. That's the other thing that the drivers need is fuel. So let's see what happens there. Senna might take this opportunity to come into the pit lane because he's got back markers ahead of him. Now, we've seen before, especially at Detroit, Senna trying to get past a back marker, making contact, and it all just go wrong. He might decide to come into the pits and see what happens. But there is Alex Caffey running wide. Well, that's going to be an invitation for Senna if he's ever seen one there. As we make our way now down towards the final couple of corners. But now it's going to cost him time as we make our way through. And Senna does come into the pit lane then from the race lead. Berger and Alboreto are quite close against each other. PK there running in 4th. There is Nakajima in 5th. Warwick is in 6th place. There is Alain Prost. He's rejoined behind Mansell, so he's in 8th place. But he hasn't got that clear air this time. Berger is into the pits. Alboreto stays out. Of course, he had 1 lap extra on his wet weather tyres. Senna then will leave the pit lane very soon. Where is his teammate then? Well, he's stuck in a little bit of traffic here. He'll be behind Nigel Mansell. So what I'm thinking is that Senna should have a clear track ahead of him. Here he goes then. Remember, pit lane is still wet. Not many cars have been through there, so you've got to be careful on the pit lane exit. But there is Senna rejoining in 2nd place. Gerhard Berger rejoining in 3rd. There is Derek Warwick for 4th place. PK rejoins ahead of Alain Prost. It's all gone wrong for the Frenchman there. Pitting a lap too early. Well, maybe his tyres wouldn't have lasted that long. But either way, he's lost a huge amount of time here. Now behind Mansell. We've seen the Williams go so long in these races. It's so good on its tyres. So Prost is going to have to make this move out on track then. And where better place than the hangar straight down towards Stowe corner. We've seen that Honda engine has got a bucket load of power. Then Prost looking to go down the inside in towards Stowe corner. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. And on fresher tyres, there was really going to be only one option. Prost then moves up into the points then into 6th place. Senna then in 2nd place. There is Alboreto, who's pitting in then from what is now the lead of the race. And let's see what happens here. I think they'll have to stop again if they're pitting this often here. But there you can see he's on the jacks now. And there goes Senna all the way through. Let's see Alboreto then. It was a quick stop for the Ferrari, which leads me to believe that there's going to be a longer fuel stop later on in the race. So Senna will hold on to the lead. Alboreto trying to rejoin in 2nd place. And he has done. He's got ahead of his teammate. Maybe that was the plan all along. Now he can try and go and put some lap times on the board and see if he can get away from his teammate and also try and catch Ayrton Senna. Very, very interesting here, strategy-wise. We haven't really seen a race where strategy has been key. This could be the one here. There you can see lots of drivers in the pits. Derek Warwick in, Mansell in, Nannini as well. Gugelmin making his way through. He might grab a couple of positions here. Mansell leaving the pit lane now. Capelli is into the pits. Boutsen 14th, but he'll go up a couple of positions. It's going to be a very busy pit lane. Look at this. Lots of cars in the pits at this moment in time. Lots of them staying out, though. There is Yannick Dalma, who's currently 26th place. At this moment in time. There is Senna, your race leader here at the British Grand Prix. Lap 18 out of 33. And the Brazilian leads here at the British Grand Prix. Alboreto then is in 2nd place with Berger in 3rd. PK in 4th. But look who it is. It's Alain Prost reeling him in at a rate of knots. Nakajima in 6th with Patrese in 7th place. Eddie Cheever is in 8th with Gugelmin 9th. Derek Warwick there running in 10th place with Nigel Mansell in 11th. Thierry Boutsen in 12th. Perez Sala 13th. Nannini 14th. Tarquini 15th. Johansson 16th. Caffey 17th. Arnoux 18th. Modena in 19th. Capelli there in 20th. Strafe in 21st. Dalma 22nd. De Cesar is 23rd. Bailey 24th. Martini in 25th. And then Jonathan Palmer there in 26th place. Senna, though, is making his way through the traffic and through it all. And even with those blue flags, they're getting out of the way this time. It's such an open circuit, such a wide circuit as well. Disused airfield is the perfect place to get past backmarkers, especially with that super powerful Honda engine then making his way now through Club Corner and now on towards Abbey there. There you can see he's got the position there, but he's got a little bit of moisture on the tyres as we make our way through Abbey. And now down the farm straight on towards Bridge. He's got to be careful about getting through these back markers. We've seen already how he cost himself there. Alboreto up the inside then and trying to make use of those blue flags whenever he can. But this is when things will start to get a little bit sketchy then. Strafe then lets him through. But that could cost him a position as we head towards turn 1. But Senna has made it through the traffic, so he'll be happy with that. With Alboreto then in second place. He's being held up a little bit by De Cesaris there as we made our way through turn 1. De Cesaris is trying to get out of the way as we make our way through turn 2. Onwards now towards turn 3. And of course Beckett's there, which Alboreto finally gets past the De Cesaris car there. Berger third place. PK in fourth. Prost is trying to just find his way through, pick his moments as well. He really has lost out in that pit window. But Prost here now can use that Honda-powered engine to try and get some laps done here on these back markers, and he makes his way through there. But there you can see it's incited a huge battle behind then in towards Stowe Corner we go, and Johansson's able to hold on against Tarquini here, but keep an eye on that battle. It's going to be a good one, I reckon. Well, there you can see race leader Ayrton Senna here at the British Grand Prix. Alboreto gets a lap done there on Strafe as we head in towards the final couple of corners. Or does he here? Because Strafe here was right on the inside, and that could easily have ended badly there for Michele Alboreto. But he took his chances on the back marker. Piquet then making his way through into fourth place. Alain Prost still in fifth. Nakajima in sixth place. Derek Warwick is running in seventh. Nigel Mansell is in a bit of a race of his own at the moment. He's got Boutsen kind of in the distance there, but it's not quite good enough for him so far. What I must say is that the winds are horrendous here. We're looking at 30 kph plus across the track. A northeasterly wind at this moment in time. It's only getting stronger as the race goes on. So that can affect the stability of these cars if they're not careful. Just making our way through the order then, and Prost gets past Julian Bailey as PK there is in fourth place. This will be a difficult time. This will really test the patience of these drivers right here. We've already seen how Ayrton Senna's impatience has led to a couple of misdemeanors from him this season, but he looks right in control. Lap 21 here, soon to be lap 22. 12 and a bit laps to go if you're going to be picky. As we make our way now around what should be the final corner of Woodcote. Here we go, through we go, on to start lap 22. And we have 12 laps to go here in Silverstone, with Senna leading the way. Alboreto second, Berger third, with PK in fourth. Look at this, it's an armada of lapped cars here. Prost trying to make his way through. De Cesaris trying to take full advantage of Yannick Dalmar there, and he has done. In towards turn 1, De Cesaris has just earned a position there by racing smart. Nakajima then in 6th place there. Derek Warwick in 7th, with Nigel Mansell in 8th. Boutsen 9th. Patrese 10th, with Eddie Chiva in 11th. Nannini in 12th. Arnoux in 13th. Gugelmin 14th. Capelli 15th. Modena in 16th place, with Strafe there in 17th. De Cesaris 18th. Dalmar in 19th. Bailey 20th. Martini 21st, Johansson 22nd, Tarquini 23rd, Caffey 24th, Perez Sala 25th, and Jonathan Palmer's out! Jonathan Palmer out of the British Grand Prix then, and he's parked it up. I'm trying to figure out where that is out on track, but that's at turn 2. That's very early on in the lap. Obviously, the stewards think that there's no need for a safety car there, but it'll be interesting to see what actually happened to Jonathan Palmer. Let's see if we can have a listen at what happened to that car. It just goes. It just completely goes on him. Nothing he could have done there, and then he's just trying to find a place to pull over safely, and he believes that turn 2 is the safest place. Unfortunate there for Jonathan Palmer, but his British Grand Prix is done and dusted. Let's see the official reason he retired. It was actually his brakes there. That's probably why he couldn't stop as efficiently as possible there. I'd say he was probably told by the team to just pull over and stop wherever he could. Well, he could use the grass there to his advantage, but a brake issue there for Jonathan Palmer leaves him out of the British Grand Prix. We're down to 25 runners here, but there's a battle going on here for second place between Alboreto and Gerhard Berger here. Now, two Ferraris have got to be careful battling here. PK there running in 4th with Prost in 5th. Nakajima in 6th. Warwick in 7th. Mansell there in 8th place. Boots in 9th. Patrese 10th. Chiva 11th. Nannini there in 12th place with Rene Arnoux currently running in 13th place. Interesting to see how this battle goes down then. I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of a twitchy leg there on the Ferrari pit wall. And they'll be hoping that these two don't make contact. They've got such a good lead in the Constructors' Championship. They can't afford to have a misdemeanor like McLaren have had twice or 3 times this season already, whether it be through strategy, whether it be through contact or anything else. They can't afford it. Prost then into the pits for the final time this race to put on a brand new set of dry tyres. So we've been expecting this then. So it should get him to the end of the race. I think this will be a splash and dash because I think his pit stop in the middle stint was a long one. And let's see if he gets away. Yeah, it's a quick stop this time around, so not much fuel to take on board for him. That's going to put Nakajima up to 5th for now. But obviously, he will have to stop again. Well, at least we think he has to stop again. Alboreto and Berger then making their way through Stowe and onwards now towards Club Corner. A little straight here that doesn't actually have a name here at Silverstone. Most of these straights and corners have names, apart from that little straight there. Just doesn't have one. Through Club Corner and then towards Abbey, towards the Farm Straight. And then towards Bridge, the heavy braking zone. Probably the heaviest braking zone out there on track at Bridge here. Let's see if we can ride on board with Gerhard Berger for a bit there. You can see the tyres there are not in a great shape. And there you see Berger coming into the pits then to serve his stop. As is Ayrton Senna up ahead. The race leader then into the pits for what should be his final stop in this British Grand Prix. PK is also in. Nakajima will probably stay out because he'll have a lap on. No, he won't. He comes in then. So Nakajima into the pit. So Prost, this time he's got clear air. Completely clear air out on track. Let's see how this one unfolds. Berger leaving his pit box then. PK leaving his too. There goes Senna then. A little bit of a moment out of pit lane, but he keeps a hold of it. Rejoins in 2nd place. Berger then trying to make his way through. There you can see how slippery it is in the pit lane. Oh, he's made contact with Johansson there. And there's a problem. There's a problem for Berger. That engine's getting too hot at this moment in time. He's got to try and cool that engine. We've seen this before. Berger trying to go down the inside of Johansson to get a lap on him there. That could end in disaster. He's got to try and keep that temperature down. Otherwise, it's going to be all over for him. Berger here, who retired from one of the first races of the season. In fact, he retired at Brazil with an engine issue. Very early on, this one might rob him of a good chance. Can he try and keep a hold of that car? They haven't had a DNF really since that Brazilian Grand Prix. If they have, it's been non-points finishes. But no, Berger's slowing down. He's slowing down. He's going to be out of the British Grand Prix. Berger pulls to the side and he's out with an engine issue. Heartbreak there for Gerhard Berger, who was doing so well in this race. But his British Grand Prix will go no further than lap 25. And I believe that is just before Abbey as well. Heartbreaking for Gerhard Berger. But that is his race done. So unfortunate. What that's going to do then is promote Nakajima into the points, as does Derek Warwick. We've got yellow flags out there in sector 1, I should say. Alboreto pits in. He rejoins in 2nd place. Prost then is chasing him down, is hunting him down. This McLaren 1-2 could well be on once again. There is Yannick Delma, who comes into the pits and is so far behind. There you can see engine issue for Gerhard Berger. So unfortunate there. But that is Berger's day done. Alboreto then trying to get a lap car between himself and Prost, but look at that, Prost just streams past Johansson here. Alboreto will be under immense pressure then as we make our way now towards Abbey and towards Farm Straight. As we make our way through now, I believe this is, oh my apologies, that was Club Corner. We'll now be heading towards Abbey and the Farm Straight. But there you can see that's Nelson Piquet behind, getting a lap in there. Alboreto 2nd, Prost in 3rd place, but that could be a really tasty battle towards the end of this race. Lap 26, not many laps left to run in this race here, as we'll see if we can see what the gaps are between each car. Well, Senna's leading by 12.7 seconds. It has been such a dominant race for the Brazilians so far. I'll be hoping that McLaren could just get him to the end for what could be his first race win of the season. It might have taken him so long. It might have taken him to the 8th round of the season, but he finally has a chance to get a win once again. And there's no walls around either. It should be it should be a chance for him to grab that race win at long last. But Prost here, battling away with Alboreto as we head down the hanger straight towards Stowe Corner, but battling and trying to get past Pierluigi Martini actually cost both of them. Both Alboreto and Prost lost time there through that section, so they'll have to try again. PK 4th, Nakajima in 5th, Eddie Cheever currently running in 6th place there, Patrese in 7th, Warwick in 8th place, Mansell into the pits for his last stop, very late on in this race I have to say. But Arnoux now trying to find a way past Strafe there, in towards the final corner. He dives it down the inside, takes no prisoners, and manages to get up to 13th place. Strafe coming into the pits anyway. Let's see if we can see more battles out on track. This is going to be the big one then. Prost versus Alboreto there. And actually, they slowed down there. That was a very odd thing to do. However, Alboreto holding on to second place for now as we head through that flying corner of Cops Corner, turn 1, making our way towards Maggots and Beckett here. Through Maggots we go. It's flat out through there pretty much. Then we head towards Beckett. Now the thing is, Prost's tyres are going to be 2 laps older than Alboreto's, so he might struggle for corner grip. But down the straights, you would think Prost has the advantage. We've got the back marker of Googleman ahead. Slipstream should be in Prost's favour here. Will he try and move down towards Stowe Corner, down the inside? No, not this time around. Not on lap 28. Maybe later on in this race, but you can see there, Alboreto is going to be quicker through the corners with the younger tyres. So Prost is going to have to think about this one. They don't call him the professor for nothing, of course. He's able to think his way through and think outside the box to try and solve these problems. Googleman has let Alboreto through, and then he's got to try and let Prost through as well, heading down towards Bridge Corner. And he does let him through, or does he? Googleman here trying to hold on to the inside, and he's still trying to battle away, and Prost has to concede that one, so he's lost even more time there. But Senna then, lap 29, 5 laps to go here at the British Grand Prix. So close for Ayrton Senna to try and get his first race win of the season. There is Alboreto in second, Prost in third place, PK in fourth, Nakajima running in 5th place right now, with Derek Warwick there rounding out the points. Mansell there in 7th place with Eddie Cheever in 8th, Patrese 9th with Nannini in 10th, Boutsen 11th, Arnoux 12th, Googleman 13th, Capelli in 14th. He's really been on the back foot since that spin. He collided with Ayrton Senna and has really struggled all the way through. If he could try and beat his teammate towards the end of this race, that would be a great success for him, but he hasn't got many laps left in this race at all. But there he is, Ayrton Senna still leading the way here. We've completed 28 laps. We're on lap 29 right now. And if you are enjoying the action, make sure you do follow the channel here to make sure you don't miss another round here of the Formula 1 Artificial Intelligence Championship set here in the 1988 season. Senna going through turn 1 on lap 30. 4 laps to go here at the British Grand Prix. Could this be a moment to treasure and a moment to savour for for Ayrton Senna, I should say, for Alain Prost? Whilst he's on my mind, he's trying to chase down second place and trying to secure what would be the first McLaren 1-2 of the season. Piquet there in 4th with Nakajima in 5th, Derek Warwick there in 6th with Mansell 7th, Eddie Cheever running in 8th, Patrese 9th, and Nannini currently running in 10th place. Let's have a look and see if there are any other retirements. No, just the 2 we know. Jonathan Palmer, of course, retired with a brake issue on lap 21, and Gerhard Berger retired on lap 25 with an engine issue. That meant his day was no more. So Senna still leading the way. He's lapped up to Riccardo Patrese, so I believe that is now 7th place. Is lapped up to now, and that is incorrect. It's actually up to 9th place is lapped now in this race. No matter though, because Alboreto is trying to stretch that lead over himself to Alain Prost as we head over the crest towards Bridge Corner and towards Woodcote. But race leader Ayrton Senna starts lap 31, 3 laps to go here in Silverstone. Meanwhile, Alboreto making his way through Woodcote, as does Alain Prost. 1:14.6 there from Alain Prost on that lap. Is it enough to try and close in on the Ferrari, I wonder? Well, down the straights, that McLaren Honda engine is going to be immense. The only problem is where there's little grip out there already on this track, where Prost's tyres are 2 laps older than the Ferraris, he's going to find it even trickier to close up in the corners. So really, he's got a tough task on his hand The hanger straight, I would say, is a really good opportunity for himself to reel into the back of Michele Alboreto. But then there's just a load of high-speed corners coming through after it. That's going to be really tough for him to close in on the Ferrari there. Meanwhile, Ayrton Senna making his way now down towards Bridge and then towards Woodcote once again. Right aboard with the Brazilian then as he makes his way through the final corner and onwards now towards the start-finish straight. Lap 32 here, 2 laps to go for the Brazilian as he makes his way through turn 1 for the penultimate time here. Alboreto is in second place, but Prost is coming into the pits. Prost into the pits, surely not here for Alain Prost. Has he mistimed? Has he misjudged how much fuel he needs? That's unbelievable. Alain Prost into the pits then with 2 laps to go. Once again, it's an issue with the fuel, surely then. Well, does that mean then that Senna might have an issue as well? There you can see Eddie Cheever battling away with Nigel Mansell. That's actually for position here as Senna makes his way through. Surely not. Surely Senna doesn't have to pit again. Surely they'll try and keep him out there, even if he doesn't make it to the end. Senna gets past Cheever then and puts a lap on him. Surely not. He's not going to hand another win to Alboreto. Surely not then. As we make our way now towards the final couple of corners. Senna making his way through. Will he come into the pits? No, he stays out then to take the final lap of this race. He's stuck behind Nigel Mansell for now, but Senna then will start the final lap of the race in the lead. Eddie Cheever takes full advantage and gets a position on the Williams then. Cheever up a position. He's now up to 7th with Mansell down to 8th place. Senna starts the final lap of the race in the lead of this one. He hasn't got long to go, less than 2 kilometres to go to claim his first race win of the season. Alboreto is in 2nd place, Piquet up to 3rd, Nakajima 4th, Alain Prost will be absolutely kicking himself right now in 5th place, and another chance of 1-2 has gone down the drain. Senna then making his way now through the final couple of corners. Not long to go now as he just tries to make his way through. I don't think he'll take too many risks as he makes his way out of club towards Abbey and then the farm straight. Here he goes then through club. Now Abbey is ahead of him. It's pretty much a flat-out left-hander. That is, of course, if you're on brand new tyres. I'll probably lift off a little bit through there. Down farm straight. And now on towards Bridge Corner here for the final time. Ayrton Senna here might just about do it here. In towards the final corner. Ayrton Senna coming towards the start-finish line. Here for the British Grand Prix to take the win for McLaren. A great drive from Ayrton Senna. And finally, he gets a win under his belt. That's absolutely fantastic for Ayrton Senna. Michele Alboreto comes across the line in 2nd place then. Another podium for him. And Piquet, 3 podiums back to back. A win in Detroit, 2 podiums on the trot in France and now in Britain as well. Nakajima then will come towards the line. Will Prost beat him there, I wonder? This is a close battle here for 4th place. Can Nakajima hold on? Can Prost get the position? No, he can't. Nakajima holds on for his best finish of the season of 4th place. Prost there in 5th place. And Derek Warwick is actually going to pick up a point here. If he just gets to the checkered flag, that's all he really needs to do. And he'll pick himself up a beautiful point here for the Arrows car. Of course, at the misfortune of Gerhard Berger. But there is Warwick then claiming a point then. Another point for the Arrows team. They'll be so thrilled with that one. But we're just waiting for the last couple of cars to come towards the line. Tarquini 21st, Caffey 22nd, and Johansson there in 23rd place. So all the cars have now finished the race. And at long last, for Ayrton Senna, it is a race win for the Brazilian. And it pulls him right up the table once again. Finally for the Brazilian, he will take the win here at, well, a race in the championship. 9 points are heading Senna's way, with Michele Alboreto then coming into the pits. 2nd place for him, and really a good result, all things considered. Nelson Piquet with yet another podium in that Lotus. He's doing wonders in that car right now and gets himself onto the podium there. Nakajima, best finish of the season for him. 4th place for the Japanese driver, and he will be absolutely thrilled with that one, I'm sure. Alain Prost, though, well, must have misjudged it with the fuel, with the tyres, maybe even both. But the Frenchman finishes there in 5th place. Derek Warwick, another point for him. He made some great moves in this race as well. Thoroughly deserves the point there as he makes his way back towards the pit lane. And in front of his home crowd as well, that would have made it even sweeter. His teammate Eddie Cheever there in 7th place. Mansell in 8th, Tracy in 9th. And Alessandro Nannini in 10th, in 11th. Arnoux in 12th, with Gugelmin 13th, Capelli 14th, Modena in 15th, Strafe in 16th, Julian Bailey 17th, De Cesaris in 18th, Dalma 19th, with Martini 20th, Tarquini 21st, Catley 22nd, Johansson 23rd, Perez Sala 24th, Berger retired with an engine issue on lap 25, and Jonathan Palmer retired, I believe, on lap 21, correct me if I'm wrong, yes, with a brake issue there at turn 2. But a great day for this man here, Ayrton Senna. He will finally get a win here at the British Grand Prix and in this championship. And if you have enjoyed this race, if you've enjoyed this series, make sure you do follow the channel and make sure you don't miss another round, basically, of this exciting championship. Michele Alboreto obviously extends his lead over his championship rival in Gerhard Berger. Well, Berger didn't even score any points this time around, so he'll be absolutely gutted about that one. But hopefully you have enjoyed tonight's action, and hopefully you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you really have enjoyed it, like I said, make sure you do follow the channel here. Well, that was a good race, actually. I think that's one of the first races we've had where there have been incidents that have been kind of realistic, and we've had, well, we had Alain Prost making a silly decision towards the end of pitting in, but I'll tell you what a race that was. Even in these 30 km/h per hour winds, it was absolutely fantastic, and I really do hope you have enjoyed that lovely bit of racing action here tonight. And I hope you'll be tuning in next time around. I really do. It's going to be a fantastic season, I'm sure of it. But in the meantime, I should probably bring up this little screen here. There we go. Yes, I only have one screen. That's just how it works. But if you do want to see more of the series, or again, don't forget to follow me on Twitch. If you want to hear more of my musings or see more of them, if you like, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at KS McGinley. It's on your screen there. But hopefully you'll join us for the next round. We're heading to Germany next time out at the behemoth Hockenheim rings. Hopefully you'll join me for that one. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. I've been Kieran McGinley. You've been watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.